Alright everybody, welcome, and today we are playing some Midrange Giant Reanimator, a deck I brewed this morning, and a deck we played a long time ago, but this time we have some updates for the deck. So first things first, that the deck lacked is that we can't really play Bojuka Book, or we can, but it slows down the deck quite a lot. So instead I opted for at least 3 Nihil Spellbombs main deck, because they work extremely well with Exhume, and generally it's a really good card to have. Normally, I played the Yulamox Crusher in this deck. It was quite strong in certain matchups, but the dream of getting in on turn 2 or 3 was really dead in this deck, because I really wanted to focus on the mid-range plan of this deck, basically have a really strong secondary plan, not really be a turbo reanimator deck, and combining these two decks together didn't really work and didn't do too well in my experience. So instead, we are really a mid-range deck today. We are playing the Dread Return, which works very well with the Eldrazi spawn tokens. I think this deck, if you played a single card in this deck that I don't play, I think that Malevolent Rumble could be quite a strong option. Now, we are playing the Bitter Reunion, which is really strong because you can go for some crazy reanimation turns, because yes, the haste is really relevant in this deck, and then I went for the Robbery. If you played Rumble in this deck, definitely go for the Feral, which is the dragon from Tarka Dragonstorm, which does a similar thing, or you can go for something like the Melded Moxite, which could be also really strong because it can provide a body later on. You can see this deck has no acceleration, just quote-unquote fair gameplay, which leads to a Sneaky Snacker being reanimated, quote-unquote, with Bitter Reunion and Highway Robbery. Also, you can use Looting. We also play the Scrapwork Mat, or we can play the Riding Chrysalis. We can also reanimate Trolls, the Oliphaunts, and the Generous Ents. The Oliphaunts and the Trolls are the most aggressive options, and we are a very aggressive deck in this regard with a solid mid-range plan. We are playing 4 Snuffouts. In the previous version, I played Lightning Bolt. I think both were quite decent options. I think with so much discard, there is actually a chance that Fiery Temper might be quite good in this deck, to be completely honest, but we can try that some other time maybe. I didn't really find space for it here. In the sideboard, we have Extract the Confession, great against Terrors, Heroic, Boggles, stuff like that. 3 Unexpected Fangs, this is our main weapon against burn. 1 more Fairy Maca and 1 more Spellbomb. PS, we already do play a lot of Graveyard Hate main deck, which I feel like is really nice. Double Arms of Hadar against the Go White decks. 2 Thorn of the Black Roses, and 4 Pyroblasts against the blue decks. You could also go for something like Weather the Storm in this deck. I think that could be completely fine. Maybe instead of the Unexpected Fangs, might be even better in certain matchups, to be honest. Because not always you are going to have a huge creature, though the Unexpected Fangs on a Chrysalis are pretty clean even if the opponent has Graveyard Hate, right? Some cards you could add, definitely Fiery Temper, definitely Lightning Bolt. I've seen a version where there were Monarchs played in the main deck, though that version had a little bit more removal. We played a Cascade version which had Monarchs main deck. I really enjoy the Spellbomb. You could play the Malevolent Rumble too. It provides a body for the Dread Return, buffs the Chrysalis, finds a permanent. The reason why I am not playing it here is because I think Exhume is a pretty important card, especially with the Spellbomb main deck, and Malevolent Rumble doesn't really find it, so I'm not for Malevolent Rumble in this version. In previous versions, and I did that today too, I tried to play some acceleration. You can see that I've tried to dabble with Lotus Petal and also Simian Spirit Guide. Didn't do too well. Just if you want to go Turbo Reanimator, I would say go for a very fast Reanimator on Yulamox Crusher. But with us, with Sneaky Snacker and the Riding Chrysalis, I definitely think we have no space for doing some crazy stuff. We are just playing a fair mid-range game. We can also be very aggressive with the Exhume, and this is what this deck is trying to do. If you want to have early access to videos like this, there is a link to YouTube memberships below. And thank you everybody who is supporting the channel and watching these videos. It means a lot. With that being said, this is Giant Midrange Reanimator, and I will see you in the games. Alright, first game, we play against Semi, and mid-queuing this game I realized that this deck might do quite well without Fateless Looting. This deck could actually do the Madness treatment, where we don't have that many cards we want to discard, because these creatures discard themselves, and we no longer play the Yulamox Crusher. We could actually cut the Lootings, go for more draw twos, and maybe play more removal, I think. We are playing against Giant, which is a really difficult matchup, I'd say. Snow-covered. Could be Giant Gardens, which is somehow even more difficult matchup. We have turn to Exhume, which is nice, but yeah, sure. Let's play Forest, we'll cycle the Troll. I see Snowlands. They either are playing them for fun or for the confusion of the enemy, which would work. Or this is Gardens. I think this might be Gardens, yeah. They also mulliganed heavily, so that's another thing there. I'm gonna cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Give me a swamp mountain. Alright, cool. Sooner or later we will eventually get to the Dread Return, right? I'm gonna go for an Exhume. Watch them cycle Troll here. Oh, we have a Troll. So which removal spell will it be, guys? Leave a comment. Will it be Cast Down or Gore for the Throat? Or Extract a Confession? If you guess Extract a Confession, that would be crazy. I think this is probably Cast Down. This is the most, like, common of them all, right? Alright, let's draw here. We find a Snuff Out. Something is telling me that Snuff Out probably won't be of much use here. Hit me with a Cast Down. 1, 2, and it was Cast Down. Whoever guessed Cast Down is winning. I have to think about what you guys are winning, whoever guessed right. Pretty good. Alright, so here, we can play. Okay. I'm bad at the game, guys. I'm bad at the game. I was supposed to play the Haunted Mire. Not paying attention. Okay. Do we have a black 1-drop in the deck? No. We have Fatalist Looting though. I'm gonna play the Mutt, discarding a Snacker. We can still cycle the Oliphaunt, like, that's also an option. Yeah, since we have to, I'm just gonna do that, I think. We played 13 lands, by the way. That's a Riding Chrysalis. Alright, they got it. I'm gonna snuff out the Riding Chrysalis, I think. Do I care about dealing 2 damage to them? I kinda do, yeah. Second main, a couple things you wanna do here. First off, cycle one of these Oliphants. I think that will be relevant eventually anyway, because we wanna get to 6 mana. Let's pick up an untapped mountain, and we can wait on the Riding Chrysalis here. Fatalist Looting. See, like, looting is actually quite good here, not gonna lie. I'm just gonna snuff out this Riding Chrysalis. Go to combat. Attack with the Smut. Oh, guess who doesn't have 2 black sources for a Dread Return? I'm playing some gems today. Wow. Wow. Let me looting here. Alright, we have Reunion, which is really good. I think I'm gonna go Mud, probably Mountain then. I could play the Reunion, which I can regardless. I'm gonna go Mud, Mountain. This thing comes back. Wow, I'm not playing well today, that's for sure. Do I just go for the Reunion? I could discard this, but, you know, if they get rid of the Snacker, which they kinda... Oops. Delivery bot, okay. Which they kinda have to eventually do regardless, right? I could have also played the Reunion, give the Troll haste. 2 mana. Cleansing Wildfire, my Haunted Mire. I think I'm fine with that. Wildfire, this is just John then, no? I'm gonna get a Swamp. This is just John that didn't draw any bridges. Is that... Yeah, okay, wow. No bridge John, okay. If I cycle this Oliphant, it doesn't do anything, so I'm not gonna do that. Another Snacker, that's really good next turn, but this turn I kinda wanna go for a Troll of Khazad-dûm here. They could have Shaman, Toxin, you know, that could happen. I'm gonna Dread Return a Troll. Should have been on the board before. Forgot that Dread Return is double black, so that was quite a huge mistake. 1. Spell Bomb, that's a pretty good card. Immediately crack it. Okay, I would maybe... Well, I guess they have no time for waiting with 1 card in hand, so makes sense. Could cast another Chrysalis if they wanted to. This makes me think they play Skred, but I'm not sure if that's the case. I think Skred could be really strong, and we win the first game. Okay, very sloppy first game, as it often is. I'm gonna go for Extract a Confession. I'm gonna go for Double Thorn of the Black Rose. Do we need a 4th Nihil Spell Bomb? I think that's a little bit excessive, don't you guys think? Yeah, I think it's a little excessive. I think that Exhume is actually quite good against them, especially early in the game. I'm gonna take away 1 Dread Return. The Snuff Outs are quite good. And some of the lootings, I don't think looting is even that great, and that's especially the reason what I was saying before. I don't think looting is that incredible. I'm gonna just submit. I think we could play another draw 2 instead of looting for a total of like 10. That could be quite nice. And since we are playing Midrange Reanimator today, I think that playing like Turbo Reanimator soon would make a lot of sense, right? I've seen some great videos on Turbo Reanimator, usually Rakdos. I think that there is a new card from Marvel Superheroes that could actually make even mono black possible. I'm not sure how consistent would that be though. Okay, this hand, like, we're going second, so I can't be too picky here. I think it's alright. But it's not great. I'm gonna mulligan, I think. Alright, I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna discard a swamp. Would have kept the first one if I knew this was my 6, I think. Mountain. Okay, let's play the swamp. Nihil Spellbomb, that's a good one. It doesn't work against Exhume too well though, right? Troll. Okay, I like that. I think I'm gonna Bitter Reunion away the mud. Gladys is not a relic, of course. See, here we can Exhume. That's really cool. We have to wait on it though. I think this Exhume, we will send back this Exhume a little bit. Because we can, of course, we can, you know, we can Exhume, and then when they crack it, we can cycle Troll since Exhume doesn't target, and we actually get a Troll, so that's sweet. They ramp themselves, alright. We could see a Riding Chrysalis relatively soon from them. Geothermal Bog, I'm gonna go for the Haunted Mire past the turn. Plan is, play Riding Chrysalis, let it be destroyed by like a cast down, try to reanimate it, which isn't even that good to be honest, but you know, maybe it will force a spell bump. Vault of Whispers, okay. Do nothing, interesting. Really? Do nothing? Alright, I'll take it. Snuff out, okay. Kept that only because of the Chrysalis and Shaman. Shaman Toxin kills our deck pretty well too. Alright, I'm gonna play Mountain, just slam a Riding Chrysalis. I assume a cast down, which is fine. This deck could also play Scred. Scred could be a really strong card to play instead of the Snuff Out. And we could, of course, then play Snowlands, similarly to what they do. Wonder if they are playing Scred. I doubt it with the Vault. Alright, here is a Shaman. Looks like they are going for a Toxin here. This is definitely a Snuff Out angle for me. They will sack the Shaman. No, they'll go Weather Storm. Alright, Weather Storm, I'm fine with. Maybe that was their plan all along. Go for Weather Storm there. Alright, this fizzles, which I like. We can also just hardcast the Troll. Like, why even bother exhuming the guy, right? We can just cast it. I mean, let's go. If we find an untapped land, we can also give it haste. Ooh, but Chrysalis... Yeah, since the Troll is probably hasty next turn, I'm just, like, kinda tempted to cast the Chrysalis and chill, to be honest. Do I even play this Geothermal Bog? Or do I wait for it, like, to discard it with the mud? I'm sucking all of these anyway. I'm applying pressure now, right? Alright, so the next turn... We will play Troll of Khazad-dûm. We will crack the Reunion. Of course, what they should have done with the Shaman is probably wait, right? 2 mana for a Cleansing Wildfire, alright. This negates a lot of plays. They can't go Chrysalis this turn, which is really nice. And the midrange plan is great, because suddenly this Nihil Spellbomb doesn't destroy us, though it wouldn't regardless if we played well around Exhume. Alright, so they could have a cast down here, which would be alright, I suppose. Let's draw, we find another Snuff Out. Don't hate that. Alright, I'm gonna go 1. And let's see how patient they are. If they have cast down, I wanna see how patient they are. I'm gonna go 2. Because we could exhume a Troll this turn, and I kinda don't want to ramp even. So I'm sacking all of these, I just want damage. Let's play a Troll of Khazad-dûm. And then I guess we can give it haste, which they will cast down in response probably. Never mind, let's go to combat. This is minimum 12 damage. Snuff Out protects us against Shaman Toxin, which is really good. They go to 12, okay. Still, I don't think I'm gonna play the Geothermal Bog, or discarding Snuff Out is also reasonable, but they have the Shaman here, which would get reanimated, okay. I'm just gonna chill here. We have 2 Snuff Outs. Now they top decked it probably, okay, it's fine. And crack my spell bomb, sure. So Exhume is online for the next cycler. They will get back a Shaman, which is quite strong. Especially if they have a Toxin, but it doesn't do much on its own. They need to find more stuff, because this is 12. Maybe they brought Weathers. Another Spellbomb, that is good. This doesn't represent the cast down, it does represent the weather though. They said GG in the chat, and it looks like we beat Junt. I would say is a pretty bad matchup, but we made it, GG. Alright, we play against Seraph, going first. Looks like this slot profile picture is the community favorite, and this is a 0-lander sadly, I'm gonna mulligan this one. Alright, this hand does stuff. I'm gonna keep it, get rid of a Mud. There are a lot of cards in this deck that don't need to be here, by the way. I could absolutely see getting rid of something like the Scrapwork Mud and the Fadeless Looting, just for more draw twos, and then like we can bring in even more removal. Oh, this is an Izzet deck, okay. Alright, so which of these is more likely to do more here? Okay, I'm gonna cycle Troll in case we hit an Exhume, I guess. Hit a Swamp, okay. We'll need to cycle the Oliphant eventually. Snow means that we are on a clock against Scred, which kills any creature at certain point, right? Not gonna do anything here. Wooded Ridgeline, that's beautiful into turn 4 Chrysalis. which can be followed with an Oliphaunts, I guess. That's also nice. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna go for a Riding Chrysalis here. We do have a lot of lands. If this gets countered, it's okay with me. Counterspell. Lose focus. Okay. We're playing against Izzet Dread, I believe. Before the spawns can spawn. That's good. Brainstorm too. Okay. This could, theoretically speaking, be a Thorn of the Black Rose matchup. They also play a Seeding Landscape. Is this Grixis or not? Seeding Landscape. Well, even the Izzet decks usually play some number of landscapes, so should be okay. Is this Ogre of Bolas? Ooh, Ornament. Okay. Alright. Scary stuff. Exhume. Well, hell yeah. So what could I have here? Oh, a counterspell, of course. And they also have 5 lands here. Okay. You know what? Let me exhume first. I think another Chrysalis is better than Troll. Troll just dies to Scred next turn. Like, they have 5 snow. So I think exhuming first is better. 1, 2, counterspell. Hell yeah, okay. Let's get the Riding Chrysalis rolling then. Next turn we can run Oliphaunt if necessary. We have Snuff Out, which I'm not sure how good it is in this matchup. Izzet with Ornament, that's a new one. I've never seen that. I think it's pretty slow, but I guess it can work. Yeah, it can work. Preordained, that's a lot of cantrips. Is this like a hyper control deck? Maybe. Maybe, honestly, maybe. They go 2 top. That is quite scary. They brainstorm then. Brainstorm after preordaining. Okay. How many snow they have? Up to 5. Okay. 1. Smells like more cantrips. Oh, it's a tire deck. Okay, we have Snuff Out. It's good. So, first, draw. Ent is a sweet find, actually. Doesn't die to Scred so easily. That's cool. That's cool. So this star here, like, this could represent anything. Do I need to get rid of the Stellarian Terror is my question. I think probably not. I think I would rather first cast a spell. Maybe like the Oliphaunt, right? And this is kind of funny because we are playing games here, right? They have 5 lands and this has 5. So if I crack this, then I basically have protection against Scred. If I don't crack this, well, I still have protection against Scred, so that's good. If I don't crack this, I can play a Generous in next turn, so I think that's what I'm interested in. I'm just gonna try to Oliphaunt here. They don't actually have 5 snow, so that's pretty good. Gonna attack here. Still have only 4. If they block, I'll snuff it out, playing the ward. They're thinking what to do here. Nothing is the answer, okay. Let's end step. We can also block with the spawn. That being said, casting Degenerate does feel important. Also, that being said, if you find an Exhume, it's better to have the Stellarian Terror on the board. Okay, they're not... That's a Mystic? No, that's a Lauren revealed. They can't... Alright, they don't have 5, they can't Scred. I'm just gonna kill the Stellarian Terror, I think. Or do I? They didn't find land. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna invest into this futuristic Generosant, which might or might not matter. If they have a Spell Pierce, I am in trouble, but that's okay. Gonna pay the 2. They don't have Spell Pierce, but they do have 3 more cards. They play Seeding Landscape. Looks like a Scred. No, it's 2 mana. Fang Flames. Wow, Fang Flames. Okay. Bitter Union. I am not the biggest fan of that. I don't think I'm gonna play Bitter Union empty here. Just pass the turn. They're using the Ornament? Actually, okay. Not enough snow to kill the Chrysalis. This guy is pretty unbeatable. They're chilling, probably leaving up a counterspell, I'd assume. Bog is something I am very happy to discard, I think. Or I could play it and play End next turn, but I think I'm good on that. I'm gonna try to Bitter Reunion this Bog, because this also gives haste, right? If this gets countered, I'm playing the Bog, though. It actually does? No, they pierce me. Okay. Do we have a 1 mana thing here? We do not, so I'm just gonna say no response and say yes. I'll pay for the spell pierce. Okay, so they pierced me just for fun. Okay, I'll take that. Let's go Bog. Oh, that's some good cards. Really good, actually. Alright, we'll take that. We'll take that for sure. Mud can get haste too, which represents lethal damage. It's kinda sweet. 3 mana, scared here. Could be Murmuring Mystic, which we don't want to see. Ooh, why does it look like an actual... Okay. Ooh, Bonder's Ornament. I was scared for a minute there. They're also not cracking these landscapes, meaning that Scred is never gonna kill this, which is sweet to know. That's good. Chrysalis is safe and sound. If this was a dimmer deck, Chrysalis is not safe at all, but now I think it's safe. Mud. Okay. Think I would mud here. Issue is I then don't have enough mana. I mean, I can try to Dread Return here, regardless, right? And win. A Troll, maybe? Worked. Let's do a scratch check then. I'm gonna sack the Bitter Union. Let's do a scratch check. They do have 6 Snow, so apparently not in hand though. Okay, we win the first game. That was nice. We did not find a single spell bloom, though it feels important against them. I dislike the looting altogether. I wanna bring Pyros. I love Confessions, strong. And I love Thorns. That's that. 4 spell bombs. That is something, man. I think Exhume is good against them. I think Dread Return can go, potentially. What do we think about Snuff Out, though? I mean, isn't just Snuff Out better than Confession, or do I want both of these? That is a question. This thing cantrips, which I kinda love. Oh, I didn't like the mods all that much, I think. They can be good. Yeah, I didn't like the mods regardless. Alright, we are like a straightforward midrange deck here with Double Thorn. Lands for days, I guess, because we have a lot of land cyclers. That's 14 plus 9 for a total of 23. That's nice. Dread Return. We have a Thorn. They're going first. I think we have a solid sideboard against them too. And this deck has easy fixing. What a great hand this would be with at least a single land. Wow. What a great hand this would be. I'm gonna mulligan. This hand is still solid, for sure. I will get rid of this mountain, I think. 1 land cycler and we're online, so that's good. Starting so with a cantrip maybe? Nope. Maybe a Lorraine cycle then. Find a swamp. I like drawing lands here, because it also means that, you know, if this stalls, we at least have land drops to make, and we're getting closer to Riding Chrysalis. They play a Volatile Fjord, okay. We need to think about a Blast whenever they do their thing. Another Chrysalis, that's 3. Okay, sure. Gonna play Swamp. Slowly but surely getting there. We have a lot of great draws there. A lot of great draws. Worst draw would be like a Bitter Reunion or something, to be honest. That's not very good. 3 mana, 3 mana. Ornament. Yeah, sadly, we have to accept that. Early Ornament is quite scary though. Snuff Out, and we can't punish them either. Okay, this hand is starting to look not so great regarding to what they actually have. We need a Land Cycler. Any Land Cycler would be good. I didn't expect a turn 3 Ornament Slam, wow. Brainstorm is fine. We allow that. We also have 4 spell bombs, right? Or did I bring... Yeah, we have 4 spell bombs. This deck also... maybe we wouldn't need to play Snackers. This deck could actually do well as like a Gardens deck, by the way. I just realized. Land Cycler, Older Land, Snacker. Probably the worst draw in the entire deck, to be honest. Yeah, probably the worst draw in the entire deck. Okay, we have to pass the turn here. I'm surprised they brainstormed just like that, and they didn't leave the mana up for the... Oh, because they found the land with the brainstorm, that's why. Alright. They can just draw cards here if they want, and we are already miles behind. They're gonna go for it. Oh, Mystic. Well, that's a great Pyro target as well. I could have also snuffed out the Mystic, but they could have land. If they have land Dispel immediately after, we are in trouble. Mystic is dead. That's actually really good. Preordain. Oh, they still could have had the Dispel. Bonder's Ornament can tap for mana. I'm very happy. That's how it went. They go Preordain. Well, regardless, I think Pyroing was a great thing, because we then can snuff out if they expend more resources. Another Pyro. This is a slog, man. This is a slog. With 23 lands, not finding those, but any draw 2 is good at this point, so that's cool. I like the Snacker in the deck. I think it's quite strong. They go Brainstorm again, definitely not countering that thing. And Exhume is now a pretty problematic card, though I would love a Nihil Spellbomb. Maybe something I would even crack to find the land, honestly. 2 mana, is that a Tear? This can't be a Tear. This is something else. Just activate Ornament, maybe. But that should be done on my end step, I think. Unless you are searching for a land, maybe. There. Alright. Yeah, man, I'll Pyro. Now Exhume is looking especially terrible. Especially terrible. But we do have the 4 spell bombs, which I'm still hoping can save us. Alright. We keep drawing some things, man. We definitely keep drawing some things, that's for sure. We have every color though, so the next land is really sweet. Even as, you know, if we want a Dread Return, that's good too. Here's a Seeding Landscape, and the Ornament is online. Has been for a lot of turns, but we're definitely mana screwed. Crack it immediately, okay. Use Ornament. Main phase? I disagree, but alright. Alright. Ooh, we did find a Swamp. Beautiful. I'm very glad to see that. You can go for a Riding Chrysalis, which actually does resolve. Sweet. Then we can start chaining those Riding Chrysalises. Maybe eventually even outgrowing Scred, but I think there is a Scred in their hand already. They have 7 Snow, so, you know, that's a lot. Is that a Mystic? I hope not. That's a Lorraine revealed. Okay, yeah, that's good. You got me there. Really searching for the spell bomb here. Just a little bit. Mountain, that's more lands. I like that, why not? Let's play another Chrysalis first. We have to sack only one spawn now if they have loose focus. This will probably get hard counterspelled though. That's a 1 mana. What could this be? Definitely they will tap the second land, I think. Probably hard counter. Yeah, okay. Well, we have the spawns at least. Can we outgrow a Scred? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. No, we can't. I will attack here. We can, you know, these spawns, they don't seem like much. They can do wonders with the Dread Return. We can cast Dread Return once, then flashback it again. They can buff the Chrysalis. I think that's nothing to sneeze at, actually, right? It's pretty good. If we wanted the purest form of this deck, we could even cut Snackers and the draw spells, and we could lean into, like, actual Giant Gardens with a Reanimator sub-theme, which would be kinda cool. Okay, they draw more cards. That's pretty scary. That is pretty scary. Nihil Spellbomb would definitely go a long way here, that's for sure. There it is. There it is. Alright, let's see if they want to fight over this, shall we? Let's play a Nihil Spellbomb. Huge draw, by the way. Huge. I don't think they like a Nihil Spellbomb, to be fair. They don't hate it, too. Okay. I think I will sack one spawn for this Dread Return. I might upkeep Spellbomb, because they probably have more tears, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do this pre-combat. Oh, what am I doing? I need to spend double black regardless. Man, I can play a Chrysalis from hand though. I think that's a fair thing to do, right? And then I have Spellbomb. Okay, let's do that instead. Now we can outgrow Scred if I'm not mistaken. Even if they counterspell. They have, that's 5 and then that's 7. Yeah, we can outgrow Scred with these spawns. Scred. Yeah, so that's 7, right? 4 here, that's 5. Yeah, that's definitely even, that's 8 actually. It's 5 plus, yeah, okay, this guy's dead. Okay. We can exhume. We have a very interesting decision to make here, actually. Do we just upkeep Spellbomb? Because then we are vulnerable. I really, kinda exhuming the Chrysalis feels good, right? Even though it's not cast, it still feels good, because we can buff it like crazy. Then if they play a creature, I guess I don't need to exhume it immediately, right? Okay. I think I'm gonna upkeep a Spellbomb here. Yeah, I'm not interested in battling Mortallarian Terrace, because they have a lot of spells here. Ooh, Pyroblast, such a sweet draw. Not right now, though. Maybe I should have spent more spawns, but I think I like keeping them around for now. They have another land. Why does that look like a Murmuring Mystic? Please don't. Oh, it's an ornament draw. Whew. Whenever they draw with the ornament, I should be in trouble because it's card disadvantage, but I'm somehow happier than before, so, you know, that's good. And we will definitely exhume. We have a lot of protection, man. Like, Snuff Out for their creatures. 2 Ponders, okay. Pyroblast against counter magic, feels good. I'm not sure if they even brought Hydros. I mean, probably anticipated a couple Pyros there, but not sure. That's a 3rd Ponder in the row, okay. Not sure what they're searching for. So let's count the Snowlands. This is 6, 7, 9. We can have up to only 8 power. Okay, so Scred kills a Chrysalis, that's good to know. And, cool. Swamp. I like a swamp, alright. So first things first, I think it's reasonable to do a Exhume. And this is a game with 0 land cyclers, by the way. Like, this is a very interesting game. We didn't find a single land cycler, but this is a Scred, right? Okay. Bolt. Right. I think I'm trying to save the guy with one single spawn here. Is that a second bolt? No, it's a Scred. All right. That will do. Bolt whiffs. Why not just Scred then? I'm not sure about that. Let's get back the Chrysalis. And then we can do 1, 2, 3, 4. Dread Return a Chrysalis. And we could even flashback the Chrysalis, which I kinda am for. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Sacking them actually triggers the other Chrysalises, which I like. Get this guy back. And definitely hold up Pyro. And this is kind of the final assault. And we will see if it works. We have a Pyro. Murmuring Mystic could do a lot here, for sure. They have a lot of mana, a lot of cards. Murmuring Mystic is a very scary card to play against. Are they just gonna draw with the ornament first? Okay, but what are they searching for? Is it not better to just play the cards they have? I'm not sure what they could have. But starting the turn off with drawing of the ornament is very interesting to me. I'm not sure if I would, but what do I know, I guess? Is that another Scred? Looks like it is. The Larian there, okay. I'm gonna wait on my turn to use the Snuff Out. I don't want to counter that. Ooh, Troll is good, okay. I think I would rather, you know, save it for a Mystic or something. We will not need green this turn. We got them to 0. GG against Izzet Dread. Interesting play patterns, but hey, it was good. It was good. The Chrysalis game kind of did wonders there. I don't know, it was kind of fun with the Eldrazi spawns. I wonder if there could be like an Eldrazi Reanimator deck then, where you actually make a ton of spawns. You know, you're in red and green already. That could work, I guess. Because Dread Return works pretty amazingly with the spawns, in my opinion. Also works great with Rumble. It's kind of fun, actually. Okay. Okay, Bayaku, we do play first here. Spellbomb, I'll keep this. It's a little bit of a weird one, but I'll keep this. I think it's fine. They move to 5, okay, what I kept. If they're a graveyard deck, even if they're not, we have the Spellbomb. So at least we can protect and eventually reanimation, that's kind of sweet. Okay, I think I'll start things off with... And this is interesting, because if we draw Exhume, we could have turn 2 Troll, but I'm just gonna go with Nihil Spellbomb. If we draw Exhume, I will regret that, yeah. But otherwise, I definitely won't. Looks like they didn't draw land. Let's go to game 2, I guess. No idea what they're playing. They know what we are playing. Which deck doesn't draw land? I don't know, I'm just gonna submit. I'm not gonna sideboard in anything. Interesting hand. We can plot robberies. I like robbery a lot. Robbery is sweet. Okay, Sunlit Marsh. Just strictly from the Marsh. Could be Blade, could be Devotion with Ephemerate Splash. I'm gonna go with it Ridgeline, and most likely it's Blade. And I would have sideboarded in the Double Thorn, I think, if I knew. Okay, maybe it's not even an artifact deck. Ugh, not like this, though. Get rid of a land. Oh, Virus Beetle, hell no. Okay. Snuff Out. Doesn't do much against them, unfortunately. Let's plot a Highway Robbery. If I have to discard something, it's probably going to be the Reunion, maybe. And now, we don't even have much to discard anymore, right? Which makes this deck very interesting. I think the deck building is a little awkward on my end. Is this Orokusaki? Don't be. Okay, cool. 1. Oh my god. I knew it. That's so bad. Okay. Don't think Snuff Out will do us much good. Basilica, yeah. Still could be Devotion. Still could be Blade. This looks like my... Okay. I don't want to say my, but yeah, it does. It does. It does look like, quote unquote, my Nightmare Blade deck. Because I'm the only dumbass that plays Virus Beetle, so it could actually be it. I'm gonna go Bitter Reunion here, but I think first I wanna cycle Oliphaunts, I think. Yeah, because this hand, this is going to be, yeah, this is going to be something else. Let's Reunion the Snacker. Thinking what I will discard here. Bog. We have Dread Return. Okay. They will rebound the Virus Beetle. Please don't tell me you have like more Ephemerates or something. Let me discard a. Okay, hitting a land does feel important. But I'm gonna discard it regardless. Those are the 2 most disposable cards, I suppose. Their hand is full of cards, on the other hand. They could play, like, literally anything now. And the plan of this deck is to play cheap removal spells like Snuff Out, that's why I play the Sunlit Marsh. And, this is Refurb, right? 1 artifact. Oh my god. Yeah, we're getting demolished here. Wow. Demolished. Reunion, alright. Okay, what do I even want to do? Probably just plot a robbery and just like kinda attack? I mean, how many more cards can I actually discard? I have no idea. Maybe I should play the robbery discarding the reunion. At least once. Oh, well, okay. I'll cast it. We could suck a land. I think I'm good on that though. I'm gonna go discard reunion. Okay. We have a land. Wouldn't believe it. Play a land. You can have double snacker up, which we hopefully will. Exhume looking particularly bad with the refurb in the graveyard. Attack with a beetle, okay. Well, nowadays this deck can play Orokusaki, which should be quite strong. 2 mana. Guess what we have? It's another refurb. Okay, let's go snacker then. I really hope there's no more discard. I cry if there is. Okay, whew, there's not. Robbery, okay. I guess just get on the board, have no cards in hand. Is that a play? I suppose. But this robbery is probably getting discarded regardless. And I don't have enough colored pips. I can return like oh, I don't have anything to return really. Okay. Let's attack with the sniper first. I might decide what to do after. Okay. I'm glad they didn't block with the refurb. If they did, it could mean ephemerate, which would be devastating as well, to be honest. Devastating. Okay, we have a Dread Return here, but no great targets. I could go for the Oliphaunt. It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout. I sack 2 spawns. Then whatever I draw I can discard with the robbery, get back double snacker. Can do that next turn though, give it haste. This way, I'm gonna not do it actually. I was thinking about it, but I protect myself against Blade very well like this, so... I'm just gonna leave the Dread Return in the graveyard for now. And what do we have here? Insight, okay. That's a new card. Discard a Beetle, they said no longer needed. Alright then, they play land. 4 mana, they have a Thorn, wow, okay. Yeah, we need to steal the Monarchy. Fucking Ephemerate, okay. Think I'm able to steal the Monarchy this turn, so that's nice. We have no cards anyway, which means they draw. Okay, here is a Bauble, which I don't mind actually, because I can just robbery back whatever. They draw. I'm gonna steal this stuff. Let's draw Exhume. Okay, that's something I am interested in discarding. Let's discard the Exhume. We could sack a land. I think with this hand, I mean with their graveyard, I'm gonna discard the Exhume here. Get back some snackers, double land. That's really bad, but at least it means they don't draw cards. I'll Dread Return here. Oliphaunt. This, and a single snacker. Give it haste. Let's go to combat. Yoink the Monarchy and give this trample. Okay, this is not terrible. They probably will let it go or chomp with one of these guys. They can have Ephemerate on the turn. They have a pretty difficult decision to make. Okay, they decide to go like this. Sure. We steal the Monarchy. We have 2 lands, which I'm not going to play. You can be sure about that. Okay, at 3 now. This guy can't attack if they do it, so I don't think they will. Yeah, they wanna steal the Monarchy, I guess. We have 2 attackers. 3 cards in hand. Inside the Bauble. Blood Fountain. Okay, that's a really good card. If they play Fountain, I think my spell bombs need to be on point. They do nothing yet though. Okay. Reunion, I like. Gets back Snacker. Gonna attack. Okay, we actually got it. Cool. Now, I think we will Reunion a land here. It's gonna be a swamp. Mutt. I like Mutt, you know. Mutt is an attacker. We still play looting in this deck, so that's nice. I'm gonna go with Mutt. Discard a mountain, I think. Another Reunion, not bad. Definitely not gonna play this mountain. We draw another card. 1, 2, 3. Fumi, very good. Mountain, okay. Let's see if they have Graveyard Hate as well, because we can just Reunion, get those back. We have Mutt too. Oh, it's a Devotion deck. Well, this is probably the best Devotion deck I've seen so far. This one's really cool. Yeah, this one's cool. I like this one. This one seems like it has a lot of power to it. I like this one, man. W Devotion deck. Basilica. Okay, luckily for us, we can steal the Monarchy, so that's pretty good. It's not gonna be like that forever, but we can do it. Mountain, okay. I just looting, man. I think I just looting. With this many lands, I can looting pretty safely. Ooh, Spellbomb. Yeah, nasty, okay. Mountain, get back double snacker. I think unearth this guy, right? Do I unearth this guy? I think so. And I'm gonna unearth another Mutt. Discard a Mutt. This guy already has haste, so I don't need to pay. I'm gonna attack. Hopefully steal the Monarchy. Actually blocked there. Probably trying to return it, not knowing we have a Nihil Spellbomb, so that's pretty good. Oh god, that's disgusting. Wow. Yeah, that's what the deck does. Wow. That's a cool carry build. We lost, right? I mean, let's see. I'm gonna Spellbomb. I could have played the Matu block. That's probably better. Yeah, playing the Matu block is definitely better. Doesn't maybe lose. Oh, well, no, with rebound we lose regardless, right? Even if I play Matu block, this is, yeah, wow, concede. Goodness gracious. Cool deck, I like it. I really like it. I'm not sure how many removal spells they actually run though. So they are not playing like Fishers and stuff like that. Okay, that's good to know. The Snuff Out is just bad actively in this deck, or in this matchup. I like Thorns, I think. And I think I like Fangs. I don't mind Bombs, do. Yeah, I think I like one more Spell Bomb for the... We have no removal now, and this is the problem of this deck. We have no removal. It's a little sloppy, again. Probably would remove Scrapwork Mutt, looting maybe. But then the question is, do we need to play Snacker? You know, if no, then maybe remove Snacker too, and then we have like a Gardens deck, almost. That's a very sloppy hand with no lands. I'm gonna mulligan. This hand looks alright, I'm gonna keep. Say Highway Robbery, Swamp. They ran a World of Whispers. I see a Haunted Mire in there. Okay, I'm gonna play Haunted Mire. Gonna play out the Spell Bump. They will cycle a Troll. Okay, so there is a Sunlit Marsh in their deck, which they reveal. I wonder if the white is only for Ephemerate. I think I haven't seen a card other than Ephemerate. That's white, but they I have some other plans, and we're already getting completely railed. I'm gonna cycle Troll. These cards are strong. Sneaky Snacker. Okay, that's a card I'm interested in playing. Gonna play Land, Reunion, discard a Snacker. Oliphant, cool. I think I discard a Wooded Ridgeline and hope this... I mean, these cards that actually discard cards are strong. Refurb, of course, being the best of them, but like, damn. Right, Snacker is in the graveyard. Bog me, clean. Attack with a Beetle. Should I expect Ephemerate? They have no white, so I don't think so. Highway Robbery. Okay, I like this. So I can go with the Ridgeline, plot a Highway Robbery, Fountain. Looks like they have a refurb. I'll cry. Maybe this was Arms of Hadar matchup. Maybe Arms of Hadar are actually really good here. I'm not sure. Here's the Marsh. Sneaky Snacker. I like that. I'm gonna use that on the Snacker. We have an Exhume, which is not so hot with the Troll, but it still has potential. We can discard an Oliphant, you know, correct the Spellbomb then. Do they have Fairy Maca in hand? It did work. It's time for a Chrysalis. And we can have Exhume online. Little scared of them sacrificing the Beetle in response, you know. Okay, Snuff Out is also a thing. So they do play Snuff Out as well. Okay. Sack the Blood, I guess? The Beetle. Okay. Interesting. That just Gary then? Another Beetle. My god. I'm never catching a break here. Alright, I'm discarding the Oliphant. Refurb. They hate me, bro. What am I even supposed to do? Discard Highway Robbery. This looks like... Okay, they're gonna use the Blood. Discard a Swamp. Okay. Why does this look like they have Ephemerate in hand? I don't like that, actually. Fangs. Okay, Fangs. It's a card. Gonna attack with my Sneaky Snack. Maybe Fangs can get us there if they don't have more removal. I think I'm cracking the Spell Bomb at this point, man. Draw card. Bog is bad, but we do get to have the... We could get back the Chrysalis. I think Oliphant's just better. And I'm not playing the Bog. I could have done this pre-combat, give them haste, maybe? Yeah, that would be better. I'm missing some of the haste triggers, for sure. If they play like one more Beetle, then try to quadruple block, I can have Fangs, which is quite good. Alright, maybe we will get to that sooner than I thought. Is that just another... Don't be another Beetle. Don't. Blade. Blade's fine. I wouldn't like to see Ephemerate, though. I'm gonna sack a spawn. Basilica, okay. Probably picking up the Bojuka book. That is the case. Swing? No. Probably planning to like block me, but yeah. More Fangs, I like it. Okay, let's attack then. Let's go for the Sneaky Snacker, that's up to 10 damage. They jump here. They'll probably Ephemerate something, I'm sure. If this is all they do, then that's fine with me. They have Ephemerate. They don't? Kidding. They actually didn't. Okay. Well, that's fine then. Snacker's gonna get snacked. We know one of them is Bog. They could have like... I mean, Blood Fountain, getting back Reefer, Beetle kinda works, but that's what they do. Okay. So maybe their hand are blanks. Swamp. Okay. Beetle. Okay. So here, if they have nothing, and that's not Snuff Out. So the thing is, if I double Fangs here, they will die. But if they refurb into a Snuff Out, I'm done. I think I'm just gonna double Fangs on this Oliphant. And I know they have a refurb, but, you know, hoping they don't draw a Snuff Out, I think is just the only way to play this. Because we would already discard a card to the Beetle, it's like pretty awkward. You know, if we don't use a single Fangs, then afterwards they would discard them both and we wouldn't use them, so that's not great. Huge top decks here. Mountain, okay. Let's attack with this Oliphant. Should have attacked with Eldrazi spawn, my bad. Would have won the game on the spot. We deal 1 to everything, they go to 1 life. And yeah, I could have won right now if I attacked with a spawn. Decided, I guess I don't want to win. Yeah. And we did win that game too. What a close game. Last game was pretty bad from me. Should have won with the Oliphant, but not an easy matchup. I'll see you in the conclusion. Alright everybody, welcome back to the conclusion. So yeah, I think the mid-range version is definitely built quite well like this. With it being said, I also think that you absolutely could play this without lootings now and without the snacker even. Because if you really think about it, the looting is not very good here. It's here mostly to discard snacker and mud, because all of these guys discard themselves, right? If you really think about that. The snacker is here mostly for the Dread Return fill, and then like it's good to discard from the mud. And then if you don't have snacker, you also don't need Faithless Looting in that case. So I could see literally getting rid of mud, snacker, Faithless Looting, and maybe adding something like a draw package into the deck. There is also one more idea I had, and that with Dread Return, it seemed really good with the Eldrazi spawns. You could play a deck like this, I think, and then play the spawn tokens. You could also play cards like the Mortician Beetle or the Jixian Infiltrator. That could also be a lot of fun. Which then, of course, by the way, just to finish my last thought, if you don't play the Snack or the Mud and the Looting, there is no actual need to play the Bitter Reunion and the Highway Robbery as well, so then half of the deck is actually gone, and we can actually go in a complete different direction, maybe with an Ichor Wellspring, stuff like that, or we could play more Eldrazi spawns, we could play cards like the Jixian Infiltrator or a Mortician Beetle, and actually become a pretty aggressive Reanimator slash Sacrifice deck, which could, in my opinion, be also a lot of fun. I love the Spellbombs main deck, they feel quite strong to compete against the opponent's Trolls and Ents, and, you know, if they have Oliphaunts and stuff like that. I could see playing less Oliphaunts, more Ents. The Oliphaunt is probably the best aggressive card, of course, apart from Troll is the best, but it's better than Ent. But Ent just blocks more relevant creatures, also can give life, reaches nothing to sneeze at, you know. The Oliphaunt giving trample is pretty strong though, so yeah, more directions this deck could be taken. I think I'm pretty interested in trying the Sacrifice version, maybe even keeping the Exhume, Spellbomb working very well with the Jixian Infiltrator, and I think if we can keep enough threats in the deck, it could be really strong. We can still be Junt, by the way, the fixing is very easy with these guys, so that's nice. And of course we want to be Junt for the Riding Chrysalis, which is the main payoff for the deck. Dread Return works amazingly with spawns, so we might be able to cook something up for next episode. If you have any ideas on how to do it the best, definitely leave a comment below. If you enjoyed even through the sloggy games and some of the misplays, leave a comment, like and subscribe, it helps the channel a lot. Thank you everybody for watching, I will see you soon, have a great rest of your day. This was Giant Midrange Reanimator, and bye.